Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Dear viewers, you all are welcome in this video. In this video, I will talk about correlation, coefficient of determination, and regression analysis. In my previous video, I had discussed about correlation in detail, wherein I have mentioned that how we can draw a scatter plot of given data and how we can pass a trend line on a given data to know the relationship which exists between two variables. As you can see over here in this data, I am having a data on absences and the marks. Normally, the trend is like when we talk about absences, so we can say that students having more absences will be having lesser marks, and students who have less absences will have more marks. So this we can check through correlation coefficient R, and here I have already calculated it. So it comes 0.93, which shows very strong negative correlation. So how did I calculate? It's very easy. You can simply press equal sign and then you can write Correl function and select the observations one by one and then click enter. As you can see, the correlation is minus 0.9316. So the coefficient of correlation, it will tell us how strong the relationship is between the given variables. Now we have another measure called R square. R square, it tells us that the model or the trend line, in this case you can see the line which is passing through the data points, so how well the line is explaining about the variation. To calculate R square, we can simply calculate the square of R values itself. As you can see, though I have already calculated it, but for the sake of your understanding, I am calculating this value again. So this is what we had, our R value minus 0.93 and then multiply by R again. So it will come in a square. As you can see, that 0.868. Now this value we can convert into a percentage coefficient of determination. You can see over here that this model or this line is explaining 86.79 or 86.8% variations in the data. So it means that out of 100%, this model is explaining 86.8% variations, and the remaining variations out of 100, so we can subtract, let's say 100 minus 86.8. So it means that unexplained variations we are having 13, or if I increase the decimal points, so it will give us 13.2. So unexplained variations we are having 13.2. So now you would have understood how to interpret R. R is basically, it shows a relationship between two variables. It could be positive or negative. Its value is between -1 to 1. So here, as you can see over here, like when it comes to explaining this correlation value, so we can simply write, as I've already mentioned over here, there is highly negative correlation with R equals to minus 0.93 between the number of absence hours and the marks obtained by the student in the examination. When we talk about coefficient of determination, in short, which is called as R square, so we can interpret that 86.79 or 86.8% of the students' marks in the examination can be explained by the number of their absences hours and the remaining 13.21% for unexplained reasons. So the model or this equation, later we will see how to calculate the equation, regression equation for this line, but as of now, the point which is more important to understand is that the model explains 86.79% variations Remaining variation, which is 13.20, the model is not explaining. Let's have a look at this example. We have here study hours and we have examination scores. So it means that study hour is an independent variable and examination score is basically it is dependent variable, because more number of study hours, if somebody studies more, so it will affect exam score of that particular student. Now here we need to calculate the correlation coefficient, and we will have to comment on the strength of the relationship between study hours and score gain. So this is what we have already calculated over here in the form of R, and also we have calculated the value of R square, mentioning that how much variations this model can explain and how much variation the model is not explaining to us. So scatter diagram is over here with a trend line. I have already shown you how we can draw a scatter plot and how we can pass this trend line. If you want to know more about this, so you can refer to my previous video. I will keep the link of my first video in the description. Now the important thing is we need to get this equation. This is the equation of a straight line. Y is equals to intercept plus bx. So here b is basically a slope and a is y-intercept. So now we need to calculate intercept and we need to calculate slope. So by doing this we can get the equation which is called as a least square equation or regression equation. So we can use a slope function. As you can see over here, this is pre-calculated, but just for the sake of your understanding I am calculating it again. So equal sign, will write slope, double click on slope. Now it is asking known y values, so I will select all these y values, comma, known x values meaning independent variable, so I will select them, close the bracket and click enter. As you can see that slope is 1.24. Similarly for intercept we have another formula. We can write intercept, double click, again it will ask known y values meaning dependent variable, so I will select this variable, these values, and then independent variable I will select it, close the bracket, and then you can see that we have y-intercept values 42.9. When it comes to least square equation or a best fit equation, we have this. I will put these values into this given reference equation. So it could be like I'm just going to write y is equals to a is an intercept. So intercept I can put as 42.948 plus slope which is 1.242 and then multiply by x. So this is what called as best fit line. Now this is the line. If we put values of independent variable we will get the value of y, and if we draw this line, so we'll get this line, a straight line like this. So the equation for this line, you can see I'm just rolling my cursor on it. So this is the equation for this line. After getting this equation we need to form this regression equation. We have already formed this regression equation with the help of slope and intercept values. If you look at the other requirement, that from your equation predict and comment whether it is interpolation or extrapolation, a score for a student who studied 25 hours. We need to be, it's very important, and we need to know about this. What is the difference between interpolation and extrapolation? If you look at this data, as you can see that minimum number of hours mentioned in this data set is 18 and maximum number of hours which have been mentioned is 32. If we want to know any value which is over and above the maximum data, so that will be called as a extrapolation, meaning it is outside the boundary, or any value which is within the range, meaning maximum and minimum and maximum, so it is called as a interpolation. So as you can see, we need to calculate the scores for a student who studied 25 hours. So this 25 is falling within that range, like you can see 18 and 32. So 25, it comes in between. So this is what called as a interpolation. As you can see over here, how did we get this number of 74? So simply I will put this value into regression equation. Like, we need to calculate that a student who studied 25 marks, so 25 hours, so how much he can score. So simply I'll use this regression equation. As you can see, after pressing equal, 42.948 plus 1.242, and in place of x I will write 25. So once I click enter, so I will get 73.99. If I remove or if I reduce the number of decimals, so it will give me 74. So a student who will study 25 hours will end up getting 74 marks, and this is what we have we have received this answer using this regression equation or best fit line. So in our comments we can write that examination score 75 is an interpolation because 25 hours are within the range of studying hour 18 to 32. Similarly, like a score for a student who studied 36 hours. Now you see the minimum limit or the minimum observation in the independent variable is 18 and the maximum is 32. But we need to forecast the same, we need to forecast the same score for the student who studied 36 hours. So for 36 hours, we need to put same way this 36 into this model in place of x, and we will have to solve, and this will give us 87.7. So examination scores 87.7 is an extrapolation because 36 hours are within the range of studying hours. Outside, it's not within, it will be outside. So we need to, I just need to change my this comments are outside the range of studying hour 18 to 32. So here we put 36, so it will not be within, it will be outside the range. So this is how we can use least square line or the regression line to uh, to calculate for any unknown value of x. We can put any value of x in the model, and this will provide us the dependent variable or the value of y. So I hope you would have understood the use of coefficient of determination, coefficient of correlation, and the use of regression. So viewers, if you like this video, you can share this video with others, and also you can press subscribe button so that you will get intimation of my next videos which are in the pipeline. So thank you very much. Stay blessed. In the next video, I will discuss one relevant example regarding regression analysis. Thank you very much.